What's up YouTube? I'm Tyler, Leggari Products. I get the pleasure of showing you guys the coolest part of these videos, dumping out the epoxy. We're doing copper base, moss green metallics. Let's get right to it. So what I like to do, get a bead poured out all around the perimeter. Oh geez, I'm new. It's been a while. Pretty pathetic bead, guys. Really skinny here, really fat here. It's already run out the edge. So what I'm gonna do is pull this stuff back so we're not wasting it. Typically, you guys would have a wall there, but that is one of the benefits of our notch squeegees, is it spreads the base coat out at the exact thickness that you need it. Takes out all the guesswork. And notice how if I angle it, I'm pushing it away from the edge. So I like to do all my perimeter first, make sure I'm getting it all the way up to the wall, above the tape. All right, so all my edges are done. Now I want to go around real quick, pull away from my edge. It always builds up right there. I'm not worried about covering this edge. Like I said, guys, you would typically have a wall here you're going up to. See how many times you've coated this floor, that's how thick it is. And then now what I do is I just angle my squeegees to where it's pushing product towards the middle of the floor, and I just work around. And it's such a perfect thickness that we'll have to go around and really pull out from our edges to get this spread out throughout the floor. All right guys, so if you have a few random spots, we're still gonna roll this so it doesn't really matter. We just wanna make sure we got all of our thick edges done, pulled away from the wall. See how it's building up a little bit? That's where a lot of it will build up on you. You just wanna pull that away from the wall. So next step in the process is saturate your roller in random spots throughout the floor. I don't want to just sit in one spot and soak up all the resin right there. But before we get into that, we have one of the most efficient ways to mix resin without ever having issues with your product setting up. And Kyle's going to go over that next. So we're going to jump right into mixing, show you guys that, and then we'll get back on to adding the highlights and finishing out this floor.
We're ready to mix up our epoxy, guys. I'm just gonna go over some of the materials and products we're gonna be using to mix up this 3-gallon kit. We got 2 5-gallon buckets, we got a 5-gallon mixing stick, a 1-quart mixing container, and a 1-gallon mixing stick for our highlights. We got our 3-gallon kit. We're gonna be using our copper as our base coat and our moss green as our highlights. We got our battery powered drill with our paddle mixer on it, a pair of gloves, mask to use while we're just mixing in the metallics. So the first step in the mixing process, we're gonna dump our part A's into our 5-gallon bucket. We wanna be sure not to grab our part B, so put that off to the side. And we'll start dumping in our part A's. You can use a 5-gallon paint stick, put through our handles on our jugs. Let a majority of this resin get dumped out. And then because our jugs have handles, some of the resin tends to get caught up in those handles, so we like to tip our jugs back for a few seconds, let any of that trapped resin get out of the handles, and then continue draining till we have a nice slow drip. Grab our part B. Same thing, guys, we're gonna dump this in, use our 5-gallon paint stick in the handle. Now our part B is a lot more fluid, so it doesn't take as long to drain out, but we still want to do the same process. We're going to be mixing our epoxy using our 3P2 process. We're going to start at the top, we're going to go down to the bottom, go around our edges, and then come back to the top, go around our edges again very slowly. We're gonna do that 3 times. We're gonna pour into a secondary mixing container, scrape our edges, and then mix the resin 2 more times. If you follow this mixing process every single time, we can guarantee that you will never have any soft spots or sticky spots in your floor when you come back the next day. So all our resin's mixed up, guys. The next step is we're gonna be taking out 24 ounces for our highlights. So we're ready to add in our metallics, and we're gonna be using our copper as our base coat and our moss green for our highlights. It's always a good idea when you're mixing in the metallics to wear a respirator, just so you're not breathing in any of the mica flakes that get up in the air.
So we got the base coat laid out. Now we're gonna add our highlights. We're just gonna do some small random veining. Biggest thing on your guys' highlights is make sure you know where to stop your highlights. Don't try to go into another section if you have another section down. And also make sure you don't run out of highlight, dumping out half of the floor and then you run out for the other side. So I like to kind of get color throughout it everywhere, and then I can go back and add color. And we're just gonna squeegee this around. All right, so I got pretty much color all throughout the floor. Now I can go back and add some ones in between these if I want. Last thing we want to do is get up to all our edges. I'll just go around. We basically want to make these floors look like they're going underneath the wall. So we're going to use our Leggari squeegee. This isn't the notch squeegee, it's just a flat squeegee. We're going to blend the colors. The trick on this is to hold it at a low angle and try to just blend the surface. So I'm not trying to move the resin, right? I don't want to move the resin all the way to the primer. I want to just slick off the surface like this and blend the colors. And all I'm doing is going random directions, and I just want to blend this enough until it doesn't look like a random little vein was poured out, like a line, right? I want to blend that enough to get rid of that. All right, guys, it is dispersing time with the moss green, metallics, and the isopropyl alcohol. So I'm gonna show you how to add the metallics to your isopropyl alcohol to give you another option of adding color to your floors. It's really simple, 1 teaspoon to 5 ounces of isopropyl, and that should be enough color to add to your floor without clogging the sprayer. Typically you wanna shake that up randomly as you're spraying, that way those metallics don't settle and get clogged up in the bottom of that sprayer. So I'm gonna add our metallics to our isopropyl right now. We have this amazing custom-made funnel here, and we're just gonna dump this in. Put the lid on, and then we're gonna shake it. Do a little test spray here. So now we have moss green. Very cool, very simple way to get some other colors on your floors. And I'm gonna be doing small to medium drops, but I wanna hit in between all the moss green highlights. I don't want to spray right over the moss green. I'm going to try to go in between everywhere and just get some more of this moss green color out here. I'll be shaking it as I go, and I'm just kind of doing some random veins. Obviously the bigger drips you do, the more color you're going to get out here. All right guys, so a lot of these cells will dissipate and disappear, but the ones where the color's at, they're going to stay there. So we'll show you what this looks like once it all levels out. Last thing we do after spraying the isopropyl is we'll let that evaporate for about 5-10 minutes, and then we'll mist it with denatured alcohol. That'll eliminate any micro bubbles that might still be in the mix and create a glass smooth finish for you. So we're just doing a fine mist, denatured alcohol, spraying it right down on the floor. Again, that'll help it lay out like glass.